us what the stream needs. Great. This is just
I'm getting together with my brothers and sisters. Patty's picking me up at 11:30.
Now y'all relent? Jesus Christ, guys. Fuck. Guys, when I'm telling you I'm in the middle of something, y'all don't listen. Jesus Christ, I wonder why. we really gonna have this while I'm fucking trying to stream? Oh, Jesus. God damn. So, I guess you're on the stream with me today?
No?
Well, it starts in about a minute.
You gotta take showers. Damn it. Am I even... Oh, Jesus. This thing. Okay, there we go. Jesus. This Rumble Studio thing's still taking a hell of a learning curve, let me tell you. All right, so what's up, y'all? This is your boy Raven, and haven't had much sleep. I'm tired. The cat has decided to be a terror. My phone is blowing up, and I'm like, oh, I haven't even had my tea yet. What the fuck? All right, so let's get on with this thing, shall we? I know my mic is like all jacked up. There we go. I didn't have anything prepared today. Just to be straight with you, today is one of those days where I've been looking at stuff all week. And all week long, I have noticed just dozens of things. Primarily, I wrote on my Substack, and I'll be sharing it here in just a moment. Let me get into this. The Whisper Network Collapse article, which went up on the 29th. So leap day that went up. And let me just kill the cam here because I want full attention drawn to this. And I think this is going to be a little more important than seeing my tired ass face. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this. Like I said, this Rumble thing is taking a hell of a learning curve for me. But right here, Whisper Network collapse. And now for something exactly the same as you've heard all this time. Well, it's a move and a bit of rhetoric that should surprise absolutely no one. I'm not least. Seems the Whisper Network is now on the ropes, and they want us to all come together right now, probably over them and their, ideology. But here's what's going on. This is the article that I'll go ahead and share with you now. We're going to share this article. Here we go. Comics industry unites against headwinds at Comics Pro 2024. And upon closer inspection, I don't think it's us they want to come together with. I think they want to get together and try to oppose what is coming, which is the handwriting on the wall. Comics retailers, publishers, and distributors got down to business at the annual Comics Pro retailer meeting held February 22nd through 24th in Pittsburgh, PA. The event is sponsored by Comics Pro, an organization for specialty comic shops. And this year's edition saw prominent publishers, retailers, and even a few creators mingling and sharing ideas. Perhaps cooperation was urgently needed. The meeting came at a particularly unsettled time for the North American comics publishing industry. Graphic novel sales are down, even mighty manga is slipping, and comics periodical sales are eroding as the format's consumers are aging out and even dying off. Okay, let me stop you right there. We're not aging out and dying off. You're writing crap stories that no one wants, and they're not fucking buying them. Well, let's get that straight, okay? Please, let's report a few facts. I'll get to facts in just a moment. So, a transition to a multi-distributor business during the pandemic, following decades of Diamond Comics as the industry's sole distribution option, has meant many changes and questions. Perhaps because all of these challenges, publishers and distributors alike were eager to make changes, large and small, to help stores stay afloat. Let me go on to say that comic shops that survived the lockdowns, I'm not going to call it the pandemic. That was bullshit. I will show that in a moment. All of it was aimed at one thing: survival. They survived that. They made a pivot to online sales, and that kept them afloat. And then when those started to relax and when those lockdowns started to lift, guess what? Crickets, because of the comic books that were in stores. So the most popular change came from DC Comics, a shift from a Tuesday on sale date for comics to Wednesday. The traditional New Comics Day used by every other major comics publisher. The announcement from DC sales manager Dustin Kitchens led to a raucous cheering and a near standing ovation. Big deal. I mean, if you're trying to push gay Robin, bisexual Nightwing, and possibly even transgender Batman, you're out. It doesn't. You can go New Comic Fridays, New Comic Saturdays, New Comic Mondays, New Comic Sundays. It won't matter. Move the day all you want. It's not going to mean a damn thing. Marvel came back with president publisher Dan Buckley announcing that most of their line would be held to a $3.99 cover price, with carve-outs for first issues and other special editions. Some Marvel first issues can go for as much as $9.99, albeit with added pages. Guys, I don't know about you, but I remember back in the day when comics at $2.50 were why is this not sharing? Is it because I'm not here? I don't know. But start that screen share again. There we go. So if this stops sharing for any reason, let me know. Okay. And it's not sharing. Why? What is going on with this thing? I don't get it. Let's see if I change it to nope. Oh, for the love of fuck. Stop sharing. It's not sharing. How about that? Huh. I don't know, guys. This is just getting on my last nerve here. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's not sharing, but it's not on my end. Try presentation. There we go. So much for auto. Thanks, Rumble. Jeez. Presentation. Here we go. So now that you can see what I'm reading, yeah, it doesn't matter what New Comics Day it is. Okay, but I remember when $2.50 was the going cover price, maybe $3, sometimes $4 for a special cover. Which, I mean, how many special covers were there in the 1990s? A ton of them. Foil, embossed, and chromium. So, PRH, which got into the comics distro game back in 2021, Marvel and later Dark Horse, announced a series of small improvements to its business, including changes to their website to make pre-ordering easier and consolidating online payments for retailers. Although PRH is the 800-pound gorilla of book distribution, the quirks of comic books weren't always an easy fit for their systems. No shit. Lunar Distribution, another player who started during the pandemic, announced that its clients, including DC Image, Magma, Oni, and Vault had agreed to take returns on an affidavit basis. Diamond Comics, which has been steadily losing client publishers, announced a very popular cut to their shipping costs, implementing a flat 3% plus a few adjustments. Previously, shipping could add up to nearly as much as the cost of the products, prompting complaints from many store owners. You think? So, skipping down, this is a rather long article because that's mostly dealing with the business end of things, which I get. But there was also publishing news. DC has a big summer event coming from writer Mark Waid. Oh boy. And artist Dan Mora. Marvel floated the horror series with bloody covers. And former DC executive Jeff Johns presented his new Ghost Machine imprint at Image. Manga publishers Kodansha, Viz, and Yen all presented. Boom's president Philip Sablik, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, delivered one of his trademark uplifting sideshows, this time adapting a Ted Lasso quote to unite the troops. Comics is life, proclaimed his final slide, and for many it was not far from the truth. Behind the camaraderie and schmoozing was a sense that these uncertain times may lead down a challenging road despite all the popularity and acclaim for comics. And the problems can't be solved alone. We need to be working as a full industry on this, said Haynes. We really all need to be pulling in the same direction. Yeah, you know what? Here's another bit. Privately, many suggested that the surprising cooperation among the industry players was because they have no choice. The comic industry is undergoing both overall media tumult and its own special problem. A new audience for comics periodicals is hard to find. Everyone badly needs data, including comparative sales charts and rankings. Here we go. They're chasing metrics, y'all. According to Comics Pro's outgoing president, Jen Haynes of the Dragon in Guelph, Ontario, the big driving force for the metadata project was sales charts. Corporations want to say, here's how we rank in the industry. They have a vested interest in getting this information. I've got a little something here. I got just a word that I wanted to share because this does have to do with the Whisper Network. It really does. The problem with the Whisper Network is that they have spent years going completely berserk. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Share that. They've spent years going berserk, absolutely wanting to cancel anyone, and I'll put that here. So they're on the ropes, and now we all got to come together to save the industry. And I'm saying, fuck the industry. That was our entire motto in the 90s was fuck the mainstream, and we didn't really have a whole hell of a lot in choice then. We got way more now. So these major businesses are losing money on this DEI shit they keep pushing. I told you all before. They're losing. They're on the run. They can't sustain what they've got, and it's not looking good for them. Letting you know that. I have no idea where my co-host is. He might be still sleeping. But anyway, going on. So after reading this article, all I could do was roll my eyes. So let's recap a little recent history. The Whisper Network had people like Kelly Sue DeConnick and Gail Simone, just to name a couple, promoting self-insert gender identity politics into most mainstream comics for a long time now. Comic fans and shops were telling them to knock it off. No one was interested, and they failed to listen. At the same time, they attacked those fans and comic shops. Let's get that out of the way. This spread into video games, movies, etc. until the rhetoric issued of, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And this movie isn't for straight white males. This isn't made for you, don't you know? So on and so forth, where key point here actually heated. When you tell us that, we believe it. And we don't buy your shit. So there you go. Sales tanked, and now the comic shops that survived the lockdowns were now failing all over the place, even now. They, meaning the Whisper Network types and the cancel pigs, went on to blame the fans because why would they not? They ejected people with the most mild of criticisms, went on doxing campaigns, made attempts to ruin people. Where have we heard that before? This went on, and the entire time they were warned. People pivoted from angling to work for Marvel, DC, or Image to producing their own work via Kickstarter, which they called e-begging. Save your laughter here, folks. Or just by producing something for pre-order, as is the case with the Rippaverse, who doesn't do Kickstarters, making million-dollar campaigns that made their success possible. Rippaverse and many other people who did Kickstarters were doing what the industry said they'd never be able to do: make enjoyable comics. I wonder how they did it before in the 90s, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, those that banked on the Whisper Network lost, and lost big, and so did anyone that backed them. Now, suddenly, the bullies are, well, like the bullies they are, when they're inevitably opposed, and opposed hard, by those they did bully, they're crying uncle. And they're crying foul, too. They're not owning anything. Let me tell you that right now. That being said, I have doubts. Just as early as this morning, I still see evidence of doubling down on the constant pandering and self-inserts in comics and movies, and the constant defense of it. And we'll get to that in just a moment. I recently took a friend of mine to a comic book shop to peruse Batman comics, as that's what he had taken an interest in. My advice to him was pick up a few that look good, use Hoopla as a means of try before you buy, and to experiment, read what he likes, discard what he doesn't, and leave it at that. I was picking up titles he had never heard of, but I did let him know about these networks and how they've infiltrated comics as well as everything else. Hopefully he's had time to read them and really get a grasp on what he liked and didn't. And to that friend, if he's watching right now, I got your text message. I will get back to you because I'm curious to know what you thought of the comics that you got. In any case, the comics industry has, for the past several years, had plenty of what cable would call dire warnings from the future and failed to heed them. Now, those claiming they want us to all come together to fix the comics industry will have to initiate the rebuilding of bridges they've torched to outright nuke from orbit. Some of those bridges will never be repaired, as writers like Chuck Dixon and many others are independent and will see more success than they would if they went back. Some will not want to join at all from an industry that made it clear they weren't welcome. Marvel, DC, and Marvel, DC, Image, and others have made have much in the way of work to do to regain the lost trust they have from readers. No one wants to read stories of Superman's son sexting his boyfriend. Bobby Drake is hardly Iceman anymore. Robin being gay and is going to have a go. Robin being gay is going to have to go, and people like Tim Sheridan will have to admit they were wrong and that they've been the baddies all along. The first step to defeating your problem is admitting you have a problem, and that problem was never us. And the update as of yesterday, remember when I said these people call for unity and kumbaya and all, and it won't work. They're not to be trusted. Well, here's the example. How are all these neckbeards and Republicans fans of the X-Men? They're literally not for you. And that was February 25th of 2024. The article that we're seeing was from February 26th. By the way, this X-Men 97, they're going to go through with it. They're not going to stop. They're not going to revise it. They're going to go through with it. So here we go again. This is the same thing they did with that forgotten and forgettable Charlie's Angels reboot, and I didn't even italicize it. From when again? Never mind. The point is that this is being written, released, and you, the fan, are being told it's not for you. So inevitably, when this fails because of their insistence on self-insertion, no means no, Whisper Network, then it will be because the fans were a bunch of ists and phobes and all the buzzwords you have heard over the past several years. In other news, water is still found to be wet. Remember, when I said doubling down, the doubling down continues. This is but one example. In X-Men 97, the character Morph is going to be non-binary, yawn, and the voice actor is an Alphabet Mafia activist, and he is. In the X-Men titles as of late, it was revealed that Mystique is Nightcrawler's father rather than the mother. Big surprise. Is it any wonder I haven't picked up a new X title in years, but would rather read the back issues from the actual 90s? So anyone still arguing at me that, oh, those 90s comics were shit and you should feel bad for reading them, fuck you. I don't care. They are far, far superior in content than what is put out there today, with a few notable exceptions, and very, very few notable exceptions. I just don't think. Here's the thing. I think it's safe to say that we do forgive the Whisper Network in the way that we do not condone what they do and continue doing. We've just moved past it and their shoddy work, more like shitty work. I just don't think anyone is stupid enough to ever trust them again, though, and the blame for that rests solely in their own vicinity. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. End of list. So that is what we're looking at right now, and that's right here on the Raven's Nest. I want to move to something else that I saw, and this is where this is going to be my Ordo Penduli moment. So here we go. Hang on just a second. Da, 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 da. I will be sharing this in just a moment here. Let me just get back to my screen. We're going to stop sharing that. We're going to share this one. I'm going to tell you, I love Fandom Pulse. I love John Della Rose. This was written February 27th. This is the part where Della Rose, I think, gets it wrong. But he says Marvel reveals a gender-bending masculine redesign for Storm for the Disney Plus X-Men 97 cartoon. Okay, let's have a look at this for just a moment. Storm with the mohawk. We've seen it before. That was 1983. So he says X-Men 97 has been under fire from fans for making their identity politics decisions in the designs, which are ruining beloved characters. The show is going to release on Disney Plus. I have even less motivation to buy Disney Plus now. As a continuation of the original animated series, now Marvel Studios has unveiled that they will be releasing a preview comic on March 27th. I don't care, which will lead into the show. Great, good for them. However, fans note they made design changes to Storm to make the character into a gender-bending, more masculine figure. No, they haven't. Okay, even those who have watched the movies that have been very recent, namely X-Men Apocalypse, have seen this version of Storm. This is from 1983. Storm sported a mohawk and a leather getup. I'll try to share that in just a moment. I will pull that up. Let's have a look. Keep in mind, what I'm going to show you is from 1983. So I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to share this. Here we go. This is Storm from 1983. And this was her punk rock look. And I mean, granted, you can tell leather, the tube top there and the mohawk. This is way more mohawk than what I saw in that other picture, everyone. And she was still a badass who would fry your ass with lightning. Just very, very simply put. So that's what's going on here. I think, and John says he has these omnibuses omnibuses. I don't know, but he's read them and that kind of thing. And that's great, but this masculine Storm thing, this redesign, I think is a little bit of fake news, just a little bit. Now, the article itself goes on to say that it kind of leads with this, but it's no. In fact, if we took that first part of the article out, change this headline, I think it would read more accurately. First, an X-Men 97 producer unveiled that the character Morph, a shapeshifter in the original show, which is true, would be changed to be non-binary in an attempt to push the trans agenda further. Yes, that's true. The change to X-Men 97 was Morph was pushed further as it revealed the voice actor for the Disney Plus show is a homosexual activist in the industry. Yep. J.P. Karliak, as a matter of fact. LGBTQ activist and founder of QueerVox Voice Casting. Yep. That's going to be Morph, y'all. Oh, and non-binary. Well, let's remember that because he changes his shape. Because apparently, changing your shape when you can change from one to the other, when you are truly fluid in your appearance. Yes, that must be well, that must be me, I guess. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, Storm wore that particular look that I showed you. She wore that when she led the Morlocks. And the Morlocks were a group of mutants who weren't like the X-Men. They actually had physical deformities that would cause them to live underground because they could be identified on sight, which is not something they wanted. So Storm led them, and she also led the X-Men. So let that sink in. Now on the pantsuit thing, I can what appears to be a men's suit with a short haircut and a Marvel preview image in order to make the character look more masculine. John, there are so many others. And here's the thing. They gave her the 83 hairstyle with the 97 suit. Rogue is not as curvy as she once was, which is bullshit for a Southern woman. I'm going to tell you that right now. Bishop doesn't have his mullet. Wolverine. I'm sure they're going to do something to Wolverine and Gambit, guys. They're going to do that. Everybody else looks to be pretty much the same. We got Jubilee there. We got Beast, Jean Grey. So far, they all look comic accurate, save for some details. So creating a collaboration with the showrunners, the comic series will show that these characters have what these characters have been up to in the time before their return. Don't miss the startling revelations that will lead directly to the hotly anticipated new Disney Plus series. Press release also brags about Storm's change in appearance for the Disney Plus X-Men 97 show, ending the teaser with, finally, Storm shows off her new look for Jubilee. I don't even care about the suit, to be honest. I don't. Because she led the team. She's putting on something professional. I don't really see the problem there. This is what I was warning against, the need to overcorrect. We could just put the regular 97 hairstyle on her. I mean, look, as far as her, outfit is concerned, uniform, whatever, it's still the same. There's no difference at all. Okay. I'm just saying there's some inaccuracy here. And before anyone starts wondering about Jubilee is half Japanese. So I think she had adopted parents. So what do you think of Storm's new look? I don't care. In fact, I don't care about X-Men 97 at all. And she wore a pantsuit in the first episode of the 90s show. It was considered very in back then. So I'm okay with that. I think there are so many other things that X-Men 97 does that I don't think this is the hill to die on. I really don't. But that's just my opinion there. We got something else to talk about, though. And that something else is Sweet Baby Inc. We need to talk about that Sweet Baby of yours. Holy fuck. Here we go. Here we go. And it's even pinned. Here we go. So, time to share another screen because we really do need to talk about this. The cancel pigs are at it again. Sweet Baby Inc. narrative writer is trying to get Steam to ban the group that simply reports on if Sweet Baby writes DEI content for a game. They want his account banned, his games taken away, and the group gone so they can work in secret. Chris, your cancellation efforts are simply bullying. If you're so proud of the work you do, why are you trying so hard to hide it? They privated their account. They actually privated their account. You can't. And there's Chris right here. Report the fuck out of this group. Yeah, we're not harassing anyone. And Chris Kindred here. I hope you're watching at some point, because nobody's harassing anyone. We're just not buying the fucking game. Dumb shit. So, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you want to know who else does work for Sweet Baby? I'll tell you. It's really, really interesting. Let's look them up. Home. Oh, here we go. SweetBabyInc.com. Projects. Here's their projects. Let's have a look. Who do they work with, I wonder? Let's see. What games did they work on? Let's look at that. What did they work on? Oops. Here we go. Share that. So, these are some of the games that they worked on. I don't know that I would be proud of Alan Wake 2. That one did not go well. God of War Ragnarok, I knew there's a reason I'm so hesitant to buy new games. And there we go. God of War Ragnarok was one of them. Battle Shapers, Breeze in the Clouds, Usual June, Goodbye Volcano High, Spider-Man 2. That explains quite a bit. Suicide Squad, no surprise there. Let's see what else. Our clients, let's go. Xbox, Electronic Arts, Valve, True Love, Santa Monica Studios, 2K. Well, there goes any hope I have of buying WWE 2K, whatever. Ubisoft. Yeah, no shit. We just saw that with the new Assassin's Creed, didn't we? Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Polytron, Rocksteady, Co-op, Compulsion Games. Oh, let's see who else. Avalanche Studios Group, Brassline, Wizards of the Coast. No shit. I told you guys. Told you. They got all these people. You might want to just find replacements or buy your game secondhand. But what happened was, on Steam, a user put together, and guess what? They're right here. They're right here on the fucking screen. Put together a group of these titles, said that Sweet Baby Inc. And what Sweet Baby Inc. is, their sensitivity readers. That's all they are. It's all they do. When all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a goddamn nail. Doesn't it? And that's what irritates me the most. Sorry if I'm coming across as a little cranky. I've just started drinking tea. The Jenny D vid below. Oh, God. You must. Yep. I see some of you are watching on YouTube. And there it is. Jenny D is being suggested below my video. Why? Look. I'm gonna give Jenny D her due here. If she hadn't mobilized her fans, we would be stuck with whatever happened during the OGL. I don't think they would have listened. I'm gonna give her that. I found a couple of her videos kind of had a few useful things I was able to take from them, but her attitude, I get I don't get the aesthetic really. Like, it's just not my thing. But at the same time, her attitude toward me for not using safety tools, was a big okay. We're done. We are done. I don't care what she thinks about how I vote. I don't care what she thinks about how I run my table. I don't give a shit what she thinks in general. So watch that recommended video at your own discretion, folks. I'm not going to say do or don't, but here it is. It's I mean, they're already curating those games on their site, and my particular take is any company who works with Sweet Baby Inc., my wallet's closed to you. I don't want sensitivity readers. I don't care. That includes you, Wizards of the Coast. WWE, get off of 2K games. Or 2K games, ditch them. It's professional wrestling, goddammit. And that's all. So there we go. All right, back to it. But here's old Chris Kindred just going out of his mind here. Let's have a look at his Twitter. Oh, there he is. Boom. Oh, those tweets are protected. I'm not kidding. Let's have a look. Tweets are protected. They, of course. A narrative designer for Sweet Baby Inc. What else is new? Yep. Sweet Baby Inc., this is what you hire. But somehow I'm supposed to shit my pants. Oh, cancel this person. I'm protecting my tweets. That way we can't come back at you, right? You started throwing rocks and then you went and hid. That's what happened. Yeah, these are the kind of people that when the headwinds come for them, suddenly it's let's just all get together. Let's just all get along. Nope. We don't. This is a good point. Yeah, it's dumb. Let D&D players fight God. I need her permission. Yeah. I 100% agree. This is what we're looking at, people. These are the kind of people that want to come and cancel us. I would ask the gods to make my enemies ridiculous with that candle burning on my altar right now, but I see they've done the work. Good job. Excellent. Okay. And oh my God. All I got to say is this. Whenever these people start fucking around, that's it. That's all I've really got for them. Didn't need the permission of evangelicals back in the day. Damn sure don't need the permission of these idiots today. Still working on that first cup of tea. Anyway. But yeah, these sensitivity readers, I'm wondering how many of those did Wizards of the Coast let go in their layoffs? Because I'm thinking pretty soon they're going to have to start letting those people go. Especially if the new D&D does not in any way if it does not in any way succeed, you can best believe they're going to start crying pretty soon. And someone had posted something else, which I think is here. And if it's here, I'll share it. But Grums did say, yesterday I asked if the canceled pigs should be granted forgiveness. You pointed out none of them have apologized. That's very true. They won't. As a matter of fact, they'll go as far as bragging about what they've done. They'll put it on full display. It is unfortunate, but once the rot has settled in this deeply, you have to excise it. These people would turn on you as soon as the winds shift again. They are unrepentant now, and they are simply afraid of the turn of the wheel. Let those who want to make great games and work hard to create the best entertainment stay. Everyone else, the latte tech leeches, the ones who demonize you and sought harm in real life, they must go. I'm 100% on board. And personally, I think to forgive them is not to condone their actions or be good with what they did. Just move past it. We all know what they did, and we're not stupid enough to trust them ever again. They burned that all on their own. Let them reap the rewards from that on their own. So I would, this one guy, he says, I say forgive not because of their actions or morals, rather your own. How can one claim the high ground when they act the same as those they hate? Show them mercy. I'll show them mercy. I will be more than happy to find new jobs because these are not for you. Give them a leery eye, of course. You'll think. This is a good one. When I'm weaker than you, I ask for freedom because that is according to your principles. When I'm stronger than you, I take away your freedom because that is according to my principles. And that's from Frank Herbert, Children of Dune. I have not read those books yet, by the way. I know I should, and I do have them in audiobook, and everybody's like, no, you actually have to read the physical book. And I'm like, dude, I don't have that kind of time. Obviously, I do not have that time. So I'll do what I can. I've never read those books. I don't. Something about them simply just didn't interest me. Like I didn't look at them and go, "Yeah, that's something I really am interested in." I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't interest me. I just wasn't. Saw the movie. That was the David Lynch movie. That was pretty cool, but it didn't prompt me to read the books. It didn't. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I did see the series on Sci-Fi. That first series. I saw that and I enjoyed it. It was cool, but that was as far as I went. It was a little weird for me, but I do like weird, so I thought, hey, I got 6 Audible credits. Let's I for the 6 Audible credits, I think I bought Slaying the Dragon by Ben Riggs, which is what I'm going to read next. There was like one other book, and then the rest were like the first 4 books of the Dune series. So I do have them. I will be listening to them very soon. Second cup of coffee. I cannot do coffee. Matter of fact, a coworker offered to buy me one yesterday, and I was like, "Ooh, no, 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 no." Last thing you want is me on coffee or energy drinks. By the time I'm done with that first energy drink, I'm outside bench pressing your car out of boredom because I'll just have that kind of energy. It's gonna be crazy, and I don't want that level. You know, I've had some things that have energized me before. This just kind of wakes me up. It's nice to even I don't even notice the taper off. I'm good. Yeah, last thing you need is a twitchy or jittery me just sitting there, raring to go. Because the minute someone says go on accident, I'm going. It's going to be something. So let's not get me on coffee. I'll be like sweet baby looking for anything to do, and I'll be like a tornado. Nobody wants that. Nobody needs it. Ah, but the Sweet Baby project. Honestly, I say ditch anything personally, just my recommendation. This is not something I'm going to urge everyone, boycott these assholes. I say don't buy anything that they've worked on. Just step back from it, walk away from it. Don't show hate toward it. Just show disinterest, complete disinterest. That's the way it wins. And it's showing every day. And they're still pumping this shit out while begging for forgiveness, while asking, are we the baddies? It hasn't slowed them down one single iota. And personally, I'm like, whatever, dude. Let it go. Like let them go. Let anyone they've worked with go. Doesn't matter. Just let them go. Let them sink. It's probably for the best anyway. Oh, yeah. But, and to John, with all due respect, and I do, I think that article needs a bit of a correction there, or at least some clarification. Just my personal recommendation, because I know that they're trying to spin that as I wouldn't put it past Disney Plus and their marketing machine to spin that as, hey, look, we're doing this gender bending thing with Storm. Yeah, I'll bet you are. But we all know that every X-Men fan from back in the day knows the truth. Okay. This is what she looked like in the 1980s. I had a trading card with that very style on it. None of us are impressed. None of us are phased. They're gonna say whatever they want. They're gonna autofillate themselves and beat it raw to some golden age that will never be for them. In fact, their golden age has come and gone. It was a flash in the pan. It was brief. It was quick. It's all failing. Just let it back off. And when they're like, please come back, no, not interested. Write better stories. Do whatever else you got to do. So that's my recommendation. Just don't buy. Like, if you want something to go away, stop buying it. And unfortunately, I've had things that I loved go away, and I hadn't stopped buying it. So that's how life works, guys. You gotta look at something, and the question you're always going to be asking, is this worth the money in my pocket? Especially now with everything being so expensive. Yeah, that's something every one of us needs to ask. And Disney Plus is not worth that money. Not to me. I don't give a shit about Disney. I never did. And I flat told you back in, I was, well, if anyone who's known me for longer than about 5 years online, anyone who's known me longer than 10 years online knows that among my many incarnations on the internet, my many user handles, I've been telling you for years, Disney is an evil and corrupt organization. And soon that dam will break. Soon that illusion will fall. Speaking of illusions, I was actually looking at an Oracle deck I have not used. I was looking at it last night, and there's a card in there. And I wonder if I can look it up. Never mind. But it does talk about illusions, because we are so eager to be distracted. We're so eager to run toward what looks good, because the truth fucking hurts. The truth is not pleasant. It can be harsh at times, and sometimes it needs to be that harsh. And you need it to be that harsh. And if you think you don't, well, I hate to tell you, but you're doing yourselves a huge disservice there. So that got me thinking quite a bit, especially about today. And I know I've been promising tarot videos and new stuff. I just have not had the time. Every time I turn around, something has come up. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's nuts. But I tell people solid fact, I'm here every other Saturday because I want to hang out with you guys. So as a matter of fact, hang on, I'll go grab that. Here we go. All right. Yep. Yeah, I know my love seat's a mess. All right. I've been carrying this around past couple days, mainly because I wanted to. You never know when you're going to need them. This is an Oracle deck I have not used yet. I have been sitting on it for months, and I've been saying I want to use it, but I just have not had the time to really get to know it. So I set aside some time last night, and here we are. I'm going to bring up that card. All right, here we go. So I think it's one of the Dancer cards. Dancer of Fear, Dancer of Life, Friendship. But nope, not those. It's an Ancestor card. So it says, I am the Ancestor of Illusion. I can show you the true nature of things around us that may appear to be beautiful but have a darker side hidden behind them. Life has many aspects that seem other than they truly are. My deep insight can uncover the reality behind the surface sheen. I will walk beside you and ensure that you are not led astray by appearances before you reach your true goal or your true resting place. So, illusion can often trap us easily. We are only too willing to become ensnared because truth is something we find uncomfortable. The ancestor illusion, represented here by its opposite, the tranquil image of the gazelle drinking from the waters of truth, serves to teach us the folly of such willful self-deception. The truth is always available to anyone who is patient enough to stalk it. And with this ancestor stepping elegantly by our side, we are led to recognize the beauty of truth and the deceptive character of falsehood. Once we achieve this insight, we will never opt for delusion again. There's also another card here. Aha, here it is. I'm the Dancer of Lies. I live to distract, to destroy, and to break down all truth into darkness and despair. I dance in your heart and your thoughts, and I lead you away from the place you are meant to follow, into a place of misshapen reality. I break hearts and minds alike. I am the hardest opponent you will ever face. You are right to fear me, but like all liars, I fall back in the face of truth. Deceit is one of the most powerful and harmful aspects of the human experience. A lie can destroy dreams or hopes in a moment, weaken or damage beliefs, interrupt progress, and turn us aside from the road we should follow. Even half-truths can be damaging if spun for the best of intentions. Living a lie withers the soul and brings us only pain and fear. The Dancer of Lies is a trickster who encapsulates its negativity, yet one who shows truth by means of paradox. Only by confronting truths can we conquer the liar within and return to the path we desire to tread. There you go. So for those who are still telling me that Oracle cards are so bad, so terrible, your opinion has been noted and has been discarded. Thank you very much. By the way, this will be making an appearance soon. It looks like the way this one is read, though, this one is meant to be read on its own. This one does not seem to want to play well with something else. And that's like, for anyone who's watched my readings before, you'll know that I do some combinations. And those combinations tend to link up and fit really well. So like Tarot of the Divine, which focuses on fairy tales and adventure and things like that, usually gets paired with Enchanted Map, because where you're going on an adventure, you're going to need the map. You know, if you go in blind, you're going in, you know, it's going to be tough on you. Ask anyone who's ever played D&D or any other game. Going in with a map helps so much more. You know, it does help a lot of the hand waving. And in my opinion, I use stuff like that I don't go total theater of the mind because as a GM, I want to keep myself and my players honest. So I do like to use like tokens or miniatures or something like that, just something to represent the player's character and where it is. That way, no, if you're out of striking distance, you're out of striking distance. I will have to use I will have to use movement. I will have to use those things. So that's just my opinion there. Truer words never spoken here. Don't give money to people that hate you. And there's a reason for that. They hate your guts. They don't care what you love. They don't care about anything you love. It's all the more reason to destroy it. Go after what they love. Wreck their jobs. I hate to even say it like that, but here's the thing. When your entire basis for employment is the destruction of something, unless you're a demolition business, tearing down an old building, you don't need to be there. There we go. There's only one occupation where destruction is completely and totally permitted, and that's demolition, bringing down buildings. There's Mr. Bub. I don't know what he's doing. Bub, what are you doing over there? It's kind of a rainy day. That's why there's not a whole lot of light streaming in through the windows. But if I turn this off, it's going to get super dark in here, and you're not going to be able to see shit. So, but I think White Rat is 100% right. Don't give your money to people that hate your guts. Just don't. If it's official D&D that you have to play, you just have to play it. You won't play anything but fine. Go get the basic rules and use those. Or buy something old school. I recommend just ditching the brand altogether. The brand is worthless to me. I have go play Pathfinder First Edition. Go play Old School Essentials. Go play Basic Fantasy. Go play Chalt, Castles and Crusades, Lamentations of the Flame Princess. As a matter of fact, speaking of Old School Essentials, glad you guys got me on that track. I have something to show you because this deserves mentioning. And I'm going to bring this up. And I'm going to be a little congratulatory here. I should be, because it's worth being congratulatory. Share this. Here we go. Modern Necessities, the modern setting rules for Old School Essentials. Modern Necessities Professional Edition, modern and urban fantasy themed rules for Old School Essentials. It has only been up for 24 hours and it's already fully it's already fully funded. 100% funded in 24 hours. 4,022 euros raised with only 20 minutes to go until the 24 hours were up. And to Victor the Scrying Dutchman, congratulations, bud. Congratulations. And yes, I backed. Of course I did. What do you want? The guy's good. I bought the same thing from him several times. If you get, what was it? Simple Modernity, which is modern stuff for OSR. It's basically this. This is just geared straight toward Old School Essentials. He's got Blacklight for Shadow Dark, which I have. He's got the Modern Adventurer's Guide to Guns and Gear for 5th edition, which I have. Yeah, he's marketed and sold me the same supplement numerous times. But we have this. So, Professional Edition, Old School Rules for Modern Themes. Very cool stuff. What's included in the book? I thought it said what's included in the box. What's in the box? And while the original version was released in early 2023 and quickly became a silver seller on Drive-Thru RPG, this much updated version of Modern Necessities aims at improved mechanics, improved layout, more content, additional art, and a hardcover version through the provided funding. Across 150 plus pages, you get the following content: multiple class options, modern firearms and equipment rules, vehicle rules, modern magic. I love how the spell book has been reduced to memory cards, a wallet, all this stuff. And like, Vic, have you been in my bag, dude? Modern theme NPCs, various optional rules, plots and adventures. So you'll get Assault on Blackfang Tower, stretch goals, single action, which is going to be a Weird West rules book. That's going to be at 5,000 euros, 6,000. Cutting edge cyberpunk rules book, Bunker in the Badlands adventure module. Got a colored highlight version and additional colored art versions of all the books. And at 15,000, an omnibus version containing all 4 books into one softcover or hardcover book. I honestly, I would be happy if we could get this to 10,000. What was it? It'll be almost $11,000 US. And at 5,000, this unlocks single action, which is a supplement to add additional Old West, Weird West, and steampunk content to Modern Necessities. That could be cool. Cutting edge, old school rules for futuristic themes. That's going to be a cyberpunk game. Bunker in the Badlands, a full adventure module set in a modern world ravaged by a magical apocalypse. As for character level 1 through 3, as you can see, color art. This one was from this piece of art was done by John Torres, the basic expert, and it was done for a supplement that. Let me see if I can pull it up, because it was kind of interesting. This was done for like an adventure, which was like a bank heist, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it heavily borrowed from the movie Heat, which wouldn't surprise me because that was a really good movie. All right, let's see. There we go. Or maybe I don't have it. Okay. I gotta look for it. I know I downloaded it. I just don't remember where I put it. Anyway, this piece of art right here was from that. The omnibus edition will contain all of it. So you'll have Modern Necessities, Professional Edition, Single Action, Cutting Edge, and Bunker in the Badlands all in one book. So for those of you who are fans of sort of that all in one, that's what's being done. It's all going to be POD, guys. That's why the cost is so low. Personally, I like having separate books. That's just me. Go away. I don't want anything to do with him. Damn, should have put him on the air. Missed opportunity. I'm sure they'll call back. There we go. We'll see. So OGGM has a new video on a strong therapist that sues another strong therapist. All right. Sorry, everyone. Like I said, my phone has been blowing up all day, and I'm just like, all right. Yeah, this is something I did want to bring up. I was trying to use one of my cards, and it said it wasn't supported for my country. It was the same card I used to back Modern Adventurer's Guide to Guns and Gear. I don't know what the hell happened. I had to use a different card, and thankfully that worked. But you know what? I want to update this just real quick and see if it's come up anymore. Okay, so we're still at almost 4,005. But spread the word far and wide. I will be. Spread the word far and wide about this because there's no doubt this will be one of the most killer game supplements out there. I've got Old School Essentials. It's right up here. If anybody's seen my shelfies, you know I'm a fan. But yeah, I don't get the card issues, particularly, and I'm not going to name the company, but it's the same card that Indiegogo would not take. I don't get it either. I don't understand it at all. I'm trying to. You have to use MasterCard for certain foreign countries. Yep. I think that's what I ended up having to do was use that. Definitely wasn't a Visa card, but the project was inexpensive, so I was like, yeah, I'll go and I'll grab it. I enjoy it. I know he's going to be reusing a lot of art. He really is, but I would. And the edition of it that I have is the first one that got released. When he released that for Old School Essentials, I bought it. I bought my copy on Lulu to avoid the whole glossy cover thing. And yeah, that's how it was. By the way, I also have coming in, I have the Earth Book and Hot Zone for Hostile and the Fifth Crusader Chronicle issue, which I'm going to say this. If you want to buy them even cheaper, go to John's Subscribe Star and just subscribe. Like, I don't have one. I have nothing else to, guys, I can't even produce another fucking tarot video right now. You know, I'm trying to give you those readings and life just is not allowing it. And I don't get it. And it's like, okay, might be time for a little pushback here. Just saying. A little time, might be a little time to push back and figure out where the hell this is all going to go. I have no idea where Joe went today. Ugh. Well, had I known he was not going to show up, I probably would have dug around for some more stuff. But that was like the better news. I really wanted to move into something, some more good news. Also, John, the basic expert, the guy whose art I showed you, he is currently working on an OD&D retro clone called White Box, spelled like, WIGHT. Kind of strange. I can't wait for it. I'm eager to see it. So we'll see how that stacks. I'm going to be like actually doing a comparison. And right now, if you're looking for the second part of the Wretchedverse overview, that is coming. I'm currently working on that. And right now I'm rereading. I'm reading through the PDF of Wretched RPG, which I want to go back to for just a moment here, because I want to bring something up. And this is going to be something I mention in the article. But I'm just going to wait for that to come up. Well, no shit, it closed unexpectedly. Fuck off. Here we go. So as soon as that comes up, we'll put that up on screen. Share screen, window, that one. Bear's doing a new game, Heroic. It's a neo clone of the old Marvel superheroes game. That's cool. All right, here's what I wanted to bring up. So the conversion from the previous releases, I should have people know. The Wretched rules suffered a few changes, nothing major though. Everything published by the Red Room is compatible with this set of rules. There were some adjustments and additions to character creation, magic, combat, but the fundamental tenets of the system remain the same. Mostly it's a matter of updating a few game terms. The purpose of these changes is to make the Wretched rules more unique and to increase the anti-heroic nature of the characters. but also to streamline some of the mechanics and create a standard rule set for all the Wretchedverse. So for strength, they have muscle. I think that works. Might, as in, he or she is very mighty, would have also worked. Intelligence, brains, I can go with that one. Dexterity, agility, yeah, I think I could go with that. Constitution into toughness. This is the one that I could not figure out why it was sticking in my craw so bad. That word I just don't like. But I discussed it with my friend Angelique, and we were talking about it. And I said, wouldn't resilience or durability be a better word? And she came up with endurance. And I was like, yeah, okay, that makes it even better. That's a little closer to what Constitution is. Wisdom into wits makes sense. Charisma into magnetism. I would have just kept charisma. I don't on a lot of these attribute names. I don't think wizards can own those. I just don't. Comeliness into sex appeal, that made sense. Hit points into health points. I don't know. I'm a little iffy on that one. Hit dice into health dice. I was definitely iffy on that one. I just can't come up with anything better. Morale, becoming resolve made sense. Class becoming occupation made sense. So those were just like a couple of things that I've been looking at lately in an effort to try to figure out what it was that I wasn't fond of in terms of just terminology. But I do think that the only one I would really change, like right off the bat, is going to be that Constitution or toughness. I would change that into endurance, definitely. And thanks to Angelique for pointing that out, because it was a good call out. It really was. So I'm afraid I'm not familiar with bear. So Cal, you're going to have to give me what else has bear done? Because I'll be honest with you, superheroes. The only superhero game I have is Wretched Vigilantes. I have that in PDF. So all those books that you saw in the article where I did the overview, part one, those were the physical books that I owned. I don't have I have Wretched RPG and Wretched Bastard second edition in physical. I don't have any other of the Wretchedverse books. They've released so quickly that I just could not keep up. Financially, my wallet was like, whoa, wait, hold on. And I was like, yeah, I do kind of need to hold on. So but honestly, a lot of these rule sets from the Wretchedverse, the books have been getting a lot thicker. They've been getting a little heavier there, so they've been putting Welcome to St. Cloud put on some weight since it's actual fucking monsters incarnation. It packed on a few pounds too. So, but I would like to eventually pick up some other books. I still maintain an additional writing credit on Wretched Darkness. I do recommend that one. I also recommend Wretchploitation. That covers their game is cinematic, so it covers grindhouse cinema from the 1960s through the direct-to-video releases of the 1990s, and you could kind of make it just about anything you want. You can make it cheeseball. You can make it like The Last Dragon if you wanted to. In fact, they have a game like that that's focused on martial arts called Knuckles of Steel that takes place in Hamlettsville, which is like their New York style setting. I really want to make an LA style setting and have like this bad guy named Sho Thang. All right, White Rat, thanks for stopping in. Take care. Don't do anything I would do. Don't want to have to become your exorcist. Okay. Always great to have you aboard. Don't know other than he's a devoted gamer. We may not agree on everything he says, but he could be correct. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I've never heard of the guy, and it's not a knock on him. I just haven't heard of him. But if his game is any good, might check it out. I did want to get a copy of Ascendant, but I think it would probably be a little too granular for my group. And I'll be honest with you, I look for any game where I can just pull people in and we can start playing like right then and there. We don't have to go through hours and hours of character creation, or have to use an outside app to make it quicker. That's why I start most people off with Basic Fantasy. All right, yeah, look up his channel. I'd be kind of curious to see how he does. Like Old School Essentials is pretty rules light at the start, but it does kind of build up, and I do have Dark Places and Demogorgons for that game. And coming very soon, the Gygaxian Fantasy Worlds from Castles and Crusades. That's going to be up on Kickstarter. So is 13 Parsecs. I think that's coming in May. I think. So be on the lookout for 13 Parsecs, especially if you bought Wasted Lands and Night Shift like I did. Because Night Shift was pretty good. Wasted Lands was really good. And with 13 Parsecs, you can basically take your character across like centuries or millennia. So much time will have passed. So I would say check out 13 Parsecs. They're a sci-fi game. And here's the thing. When it comes to genre, fantasy is like my number one. Because that's what I started with. I started with D&D. Well, actually, I started with GURPS, but I don't really count that. And the reason I don't count that is because GURPS was just kind of applied to Hero Quest to kind of give us some new adventures. And that's a board game. So it wasn't quite the same thing. Cal, why are you passing on the Gygaxian ones? That's something I want to know. Like, I'm interested, but I'm also interested in why someone would pass on that kind of thing. I mean, it looks like a bunch of like GM tools and stuff that I would be interested. I'm kind of interested in just about anything Gary worked on, because the boys at Troll Lord Games really went out of their way to try to get the rights to the stuff so that they could publish it, and they managed to get it. I don't know for sure whether or not I'm going to be backing that Gygaxian one yet. I'm really kind of more interested in the stuff that Gary created. That's really what I'm most interested in. But like Castle Zagig, I was heavily interested in that. I envied anyone who had that stuff, like the originals. I still do. But the reprint of the book, I immediately jumped on that one. The Hermit, I backed that one. Definitely had to. I saw on Steven's account that he went back to working on Codex of the Planes. That's Planes. He went and did some more work on that. So that's going to be another Codex book. I don't know if I'm really going to grab that one or not. Now, I am a big fan of Troll Lord games. There are just some books I look at and I'm like, yeah, I don't need that one. I would love to get the After Winter Dark aired books, but right now I don't need them. I have the original Codex of Aird. I have the Player's Guide to Aird, Rune Lore. I've got the Umbridge Saga, which is on sale right now. If anyone cares to look at that, here. So Gary Gygax's World Builders Toolkit, that's coming to Kickstarter March 11th. So like 9 days from now. But this, if you missed out on those the Alfstrag Umbridge Saga box sets, then this one is going to be for you. You can actually get a little cheaper than I did. A little bit cheaper, but it's all in one